Hello and welcome back to Roll20Con. I'm Anna Prosser-Robinson, your host. We just had an awesome opening ceremony and now we get to tour the Charactermancer. And I'm very excited because I get to make a character with the help of Jeff and Trivia. Jeff, could you introduce yourself to the audience, let them know who you are and what you do?
Sure. I'm Jeff. I'm a developer at Roll20 and I make things that enable you to do things on Roll20. It's very vague, I know. But
I get it. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And what about you, Trivia?
I am production coordinator at Roll20, so I run the teams that bring you all that fine converted content onto your VTT.
Ooh, what does that mean, converted content?
Wizards of the Coast sends us their beautiful print files, and we put them seamlessly into the VTT experience.
Nice.
So if you buy a module or a monster manual or anything like that, it's this team that did it.
Nice. So as I understand it, Jeff, you're going to be walking me through the Charactermancer, and Trivia, you're going to be actually drawing live while we play?
I'm just going to be doodling on the tabletop.
Nice. Okay. Sounds fantastic. Excellent. And what should people notice as you're doing that? Is this something that they could emulate themselves? That kind of stuff?
I was just going to see what happens and go and follow my heart, honestly. We're just looking for something fun to be happening while we're making characters.
Sounds fun to me.
I'm just going to say I'm the man behind the curtain. Please don't pay attention to me. So I'm going to be poking around. So if there's any delay, that's on me. I'm going to be listening to you, Anna, and be just your hands, I guess. You can be the brain, I'll be the hands.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, Alex asked me earlier, she had me start and make a name. And the only thing I could think of was Chris Hemsworth. But I at least added some like Y's in there and some apostrophes. So
that way it's fantasy.
Fantasy, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Hemsworth with a Y, I guess?
Let's see. I have it CHR apostrophe YS HEMSWYRTH.
I'm just going to put a bunch of letters at the end.
Perfect. And now we're going to walk through the Charactermancer, which I have been told you can make a character in 1 minute. I know I personally cannot because I can't make decisions that fast, but I will do my darndest. So Jeff, where do we start?
We start on the welcome slide. It's going to tell you some interesting stuff about the Charactermancer. Right now, we've got a little bit of text telling you this is live on dev now, so it's kind of telling you that we have access to the PHP for testing. That's going to be a little bit different on launch. It'll give you a little overview of what's coming up next, but we're going to go ahead and see that live, so we can get started by clicking next.
Cool.
And you should see the race slide.
Mm-hmm.
You just do what it says. You can go ahead and see the iframe there loads in on the side. That'll describe that's the text from the PHP that talks about races.
Mm-hmm.
You can read that and maybe make your decision based on the information there. Once you do, go ahead and just hit that drop down and make your selection. So what do you want to be, Anna?
You know, I was thinking...
Chris Hemsworth did this?
I mean, yeah. Chris Hemsworth. You know, the tendency would be to make him human, but I think we need to diverge from expectations. And I don't think I've ever played a Dragonborn, now that I think about it. So what do you think? Dragonborn, does that work?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I'll try a Dragonborn.
Let's do it.
Okay.
I'm going to delete everything I've done. No, wait.
Like this drawing is not a Dragonborn. Just add scales.
We're working on it.
Yeah, so you see as you select Dragonborn, it gives you the details on what a Dragonborn's like. So you can read that, and if you read it and say, no, I don't want that, you can go ahead and just change it anytime. Yep.
That's cool. Because I get decision anxiety, so that helps with clicking, because if it doesn't like cement it and I can always go back, that helps. But I like this because I see that my ability score increases will be strength +2 and charisma +1, which I feel are appropriate for the thematic elements of Chris Hemsworth. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, they do. I feel like they do match Chris Hemsworth. I agree. Yeah, this is fitting. Yeah.
No DMCA, please.
Please no takedown.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know the pertinent attributes and kind of like bits of data that are important will populate on this left side here. You know, you get that ability score increase. You can put in your age. How old is Chris Hemsworth?
Let's see. So Dragonborn, okay, live to be about 80 and reach adulthood by 15. So I think this is like, maybe we're 18. How about that?
All right, cool.
A
19.
young spry.
Young
19.
spry, yeah.
Yeah.
The young Chris Hemsworth is.
Yeah. But like a Dragonborn at 19 would probably be like late 20s human, I would think, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know. I feel like they have about the same lifespan as humans.
Then let's put them later. Let's make them like 27.
All right. That's how old I am.
Oh,
see,
convenient.
I'm willing to say. What about you, Adam?
Yeah. Yeah. One up to Adam.
No, but am I 27? Anyway,
I had that
forgot.
moment the other day. Someone asked me how old I was, and I couldn't remember for a second.
Yeah.
Getting to that point.
So, Chris.
Yeah.
What is your outlook on life? What is your alignment?
Let's see. I think we got to go with like a chaotic good, because generally good, but how we get there is up for interpretation.
Okay, yeah. So I'm picturing this Chris Hemsworth as a very kind of free-spirited individual.
Yes.
But they want the good things in life, though. They want to make people's lives better.
Right. General guiding principles of doing the right thing, but you know, circumstances being what they are, sometimes you have to interpret with context what that thing is.
Absolutely. Yeah, so the other stuff, you know, you'll see comes in automatically. For some other races, you might have some choices to make.
There's a choice to make for a dragon. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I think it's obvious which draconic ancestry we need to go with for Chris Hemsworth. I think lightning is very important to our aesthetic. So bronze.
They're chaotic.
Right.
Bronze
dragon ancestry.
See, I was ready to change colors on the fly. I was
nice.
Dank trivia.
Oh yeah, so here's a fun thing you can do on Roll20. If you drew a thing and you need to change the color for it, you just select all of the pieces and boop.
I did not know you could do that. I'm learning so much already at Roll20Con.
That's what we're here for. So yeah, and then you know you see the bronze dragon ancestry that'll pop up and tell you more about that, and you can decide to change that if you want.
So that means I can use my action to exhale destructive energy, and that means the exhalation is 5 by 30 feet line dealing lightning damage. So I just blow lightning on people.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
I wonder what that sounds like.
Take them
how
down.
You blow lightning on people.
Probably very sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Okay, that's our sound effects for the
Thank you for the sexy sound effect.
Yeah,
Jeff.
Anytime.
Your check is in the mail.
Thank you. So yeah, we can go ahead and hit next, or you can actually just select the next slide on the top. Either one does the same thing.
Gotcha. So now I'm in class, and I have a drop-down menu. Oh man, this is where it gets hard, because this is what determines my future.
It does. This determines how you react to the world and those who may seek to do you harm. Especially.
Well, let's see. If I'm a lightning breathing, chaotic good dragonborn, I think we wanted to maybe play with the abilities of a magic user, right?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think this dragonborn is using their dragon powers to bring forth magic. So what about like a sorcerer?
I think that sounds fun. And I have never played a sorcerer either. So this is all the things that Anna has never played. So sorcerer it is.
And for anyone on the stream, the drop downs aren't exactly going to show because things are weird. But you know, when you click the drop down, you'll see it's a big list of stuff. So
XSplit doesn't like the drop down.
Indeed.
I mean, neither does OBS, it turns out.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's me, your boy who tested this all night.
So you pull in sorcerer. Yeah, that pops up.
And then now underneath it, I see I have skill proficiencies with drop downs. And the ones I can choose are Arcana, Deception, insight, intimidation, persuasion, and religion. I feel like a dragonborn breathing lightning is pretty intimidating.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you there.
I'm gonna go ahead and go with
that's
that.
Spooky.
And then let's see. Insight is tempting because I always just like to know what's going on. I think I'll go with insight. Both eyes, insight and intimidation.
Yeah, you stare them down and you read them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It goes both ways.
I'm
Percentage
kind of
worth
sad
is
one
very-
of the skill proficiencies isn't pecs.
I know, right? I feel like can we custom
Athletics?
in that in?
Can we get Greg Tito on the phone?
Yeah.
So you can make a custom class if you want. It's not fully completed yet what it's going to look like, but you can go ahead and check it out. So if you select sorcerer and change it to custom, you should see a bunch of stuff change.
So we could make it a Peck draconic ancestry. Draconic ancestry of the Pecks.
Yeah, well, you'd have to go back and make a custom race for that. But you can certainly
Right,
do
right,
that.
That's okay. We can stick with sorcerer. We just
Yeah.
know. We'll just have to
Stick with
know
what we've got
about
now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So are we going with custom? Oh, sorry, chat wants me to do a spooky voice when I speak from behind the curtain. So are we going with I don't know. I'm just old.
No, we'll go with sorcerer. We'll keep it
Stick with sorcerer.
clean.
No, I
And
mean,
intimidation and insight.
which one are we doing? Draconic bloodlines, wild magic, or custom?
Oh, right. You know what? I love wild magic, so I'm gonna have to stick with that.
All right.
I love the randomness of it.
Oh yeah, it's cool.
If people aren't familiar, that means, as you can read here, your spellcasting can unleash surges of untamed magic. Once per turn, the DM can have you roll a d20 immediately after you cast a sorcerer spell of first level or higher. If you roll a 1, roll on the wild magic surge table to create a magical effect. And basically anything could happen because your magic is just wild. So when you use it, it may do something you didn't intend, which is always super fun and sometimes super traumatic.
Yeah, it can be good and bad.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes at the same time.
I
A
think
fireball explodes around you.
I think I once de-aged like 10 years because of that. I just became 10 years younger.
Yeah, that's one of them. That's one of the more fun ones. I like the ones that are more, oh, suddenly I'm a teenager.
Yeah.
There are so many implications now.
Mm-hmm. Fun for role playing.
Yeah.
Okay, so wild magic it is, and then I think that's everything on the class page, right?
Yeah, for a sorcerer, you've got the 2 skill proficiencies, and you start out with those bit of weapon proficiencies by default. And that's it. So yeah, you go ahead and hit next.
Are we not doing additional cantrips or level
You can
1
add.
spells?
You can optionally add that stuff. That's actually a part of the custom subrace. Normally you won't see that, but unless you select custom.
Gotcha.
So here we get our ability scores. So there's a bunch of ways to do that. How do we want to generate our ability scores?
I'm generally a fan of rolling for stats, but for the purposes of this, maybe we should do the standard array. What do you think?
I don't know. I like rolling for stats.
Okay.
We can show
Should I
it.
do that?
It's cool.
Oh, do I just click a button to do that?
Yep. You
Yep.
click a button and it'll roll to the chat, which you probably want to show it
Don't tell me what to do, Jeffrey.
there.
Wow, that's so cool. So when I click on stats, then I just click the button.
Mhm.
Awesome.
And it should populate with your results, and it'll roll, and that does use the quantum, the quantum roll system. If you had 3D dice on, they would roll. It would be a whole bunch of dice. It would be a bit of a mess, but they're there.
So I see that Alex just rolled, so we should use the rolls that you rolled, right, Alex, as opposed to ones that I could see?
I mean, I was gonna re-roll just to play with the dice again.
Yeah, let's do
Okay.
it.
I mean,
Let's see if
let's
it breaks
see.
everything or
Yeah.
not. Oh,
See
there
the
they are,
crazy
behind
magic.
the character. Good job.
That was an even better roll.
I'll take it.
Heck yeah.
You get one reroll because special streaming privileges.
This is some favoritism.
Cool.
So,
we have
yeah.
17, 15, 16, 13, 12, 15.
Mhm.
That
And
is
you'll-
stacked.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Those stats are not bad.
This is, after
So-
all, Chris Hemsworth.
Right.
It is, yeah. He's a legend apparently. It seems he's growing to be a legend as we work through the Charactermancer.
So this is one of the things that I think is difficult for people who are making characters for the first time, is thinking about where to put quantities, you know, where to put their highest and lowest stats. So for a warlock, what would you recommend?
Yeah, like for a warlock, you know, charisma is generally recommended as the highest stat. With, you know, something like constitution or maybe dexterity as a second stat. But
How much do you want to
at
make
the
a
very
pun?
top, yeah, how much do you want to make a punch? That will depend on like what you maybe plan in the future for your subclass. But you'll see at the top you selected sorcerer, so you know it gives you the player's handbook's suggested primary abilities, and then also what your spellcasting ability is to kind of help you know.
Look at that. Cool.
What the best thing to do is.
Cool. Okay, well let's take the advice. So let's go 17 in charisma, which again very much fits Chris Hefazatha.
Oh yeah.
And then let's do 16 in constitution. And then we have 15, 15, 13, 12. So I feel like he needs 15 strength again to be thematically appropriate.
Oh yeah.
I think maybe wisdom. If we're going for that insight, I think I want to keep the wisdom high as well. So let's give wisdom a 15. And then we've got 13 and 12, which are both not bad stats either, but those are our last two for dex and intelligence. Let's go with 13 intelligence and 12 dex because he can rely on his strength as opposed to...
You want to use the other strength one, by the way, Alex. There's two 15s.
Yeah, I'm
there.
realizing.
You just pick the first one there, because the other one is.
Oh, you can't pick the exact
it.
same one. Okay, gotcha. Whoopsies.
Yeah, that makes sure you don't get to pick the same roll a bunch of times.
I will pick it however many times sorry. I fixed it.
Well, if you want to, you can select custom and put 20s in all the stats, but I don't think your GM would be very pleased. So you'll see it like as you click those. You might not have seen it, but it'll update on the top bar and that'll show throughout the Charactermancer here to remind you of what's kind of going on with your character.
And people may be surprised because they may remember I chose 17 charisma, but it's showing up 18. So what's happening is that it's calculating bonuses and things that I have because of other decisions I've made, right?
That's right. Yeah, so you're a Dragonborn, so you have +1 charisma and +2 strength, right? So you selected 15 for strength, but it's showing 17. And like you said, for charisma, the 17 turns into an 18 with that +1.
I like it. It's looking pretty good. 18 charisma is not shabby.
Yeah, I couldn't complain. So we can go ahead to the background slide and find out where Chris Hemsworth's roots come from.
There's so many choices here. Let's see. So some that jump out thematically are entertainer, folk hero, gladiator. Sage could be fun and weird. Not really like what you would expect, but could be fun. Or soldier, I suppose would make sense.
He's an intimidating Dragonborn, but he's a sorcerer. I mean, the powers come from within.
Right, and it's wild magic, so it's kind of, you know.
Maybe he's a folk hero, you know.
I like folk hero. I think that makes a lot of sense because there's probably legends about this person.
Yeah, I mean, it's Chris Hemsworth. This. Of course there are legends.
Right.
This is the most appropriate illustration right here.
Thank you. I've been waiting for the background, so I know what kind of clothes to draw on.
Give him the same cape as this beautiful gentleman.
Yes.
Yeah,
is the folk hero?
Will load. And yeah, it's gonna take a second to load in the iframe. We have a bit of polish to put on that to make it a little bit more clear that that's loading. But yeah.
So I get to. Let's see. So I have automatically skill proficiencies in animal handling and survival, which is great. Animal handling is a must for me in campaigns just because I enjoy animal handling. So that's great. And
awesome.
Tool proficiencies, we have land vehicles.
Yep, you get that.
And then we get to choose one. Let's see. In the drop down, we have things like calligrapher's supplies, carpenter's tools, cook's utensils, disguise kit. Let's see, painter supplies if they're an artist, wood carver's tools. I'm leaning toward something that you wouldn't expect. Like, I think this is where I can give them kind of some role-playing flair. Like, maybe if I gave them calligrapher's supplies, maybe they're just really passionate about handwriting.
Oh yeah, Chris Hemsworth is like at night when before bed they write. They do very complex calligraphy. And
it could be, if they're into this wild magic, maybe they're kind of like recording their experiences and like they're making this illuminated spell book of their own.
Oh yeah,
writing their own spell book or something like that. That could be fun. Let's do that. Calligrapher's supplies. We'll see how Chris Hemsworth ends up using them.
Stabbing someone in the neck with a thing.
That would also work.
Yeah, I mean, the pen can be mightier than the sword, even if you use it as a sword.
Oh, God damn it, Jeff.
Well, and if you're a folk hero and you're trying to spread the tale of your adventures, you may need to write them down sometimes.
That's right. Yeah, so, it fits.
Yeah.
How did this legend spread? Well, actually, he spread it himself.
Could be. Who knows?
Yeah. So what is the defining event of Chris Hemsworth?
Let's see. So in my drop down, some standouts are: I stood alone against a terrible monster. A lord rescinded an unpopular decree after I led a symbolic act of protest against it. I stood alone against a terrible monster, because I think there's some fun backstory you could make up with that, where like, how did they get in that situation? Was it an accident? Were they actually as brave as everyone thinks they were? I think that could be really fun.
Yeah, there's a lot to play with there. Maybe the monster survived and comes back later.
Right. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is tragic, but those triceps are anything but tragic.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
It's that 17 strength is showing.
Now we're getting into the personality traits.
Yeah. Can we give our boy some nipples?
Well, I didn't know if you had a shirt on or not.
Oh, also this is Twitch, maybe no nipples.
I think Chris Hemsworth is wearing a skin tight Speedo.
And that's it.
Some sort of sweat wicking like workout shirt. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes, personality trait, sweat bikini.
Let's see. So some of the fun personality traits we could pick from is: when someone's in trouble, I'm always ready to lend help, which can be fun because sometimes people don't need your help or want your help, and sometimes giving them help anyway can be really fun. I have a strong sense of fair play and always try to find the most equitable solution. Can also be fun, especially if you're chaotic good, because your sense of fairness can override your sense of rightness, which can be really fun.
Yeah. What does that mean to you?
Right. Thinking is for other people. I prefer action is really fun for a wild magic user.
A wild magic Chris Hemsworth is.
Yeah.
Do.
I also really like that personality trait in general as a player, because I tend to be an overthinker as a person. So having characters that don't overthink is really cathartic for me. So that could be really fun. Oh, but I misuse long words in an attempt to sound smarter is really fun too.
I agree. I think they should be both. We
get 2, right?
Yeah, we get 2 personality traits. You could take back the other one.
Let's do thinking is for other people. I prefer action, and Oh, I skipped over when I set my mind to something I felt. No, let's not do that. Combine. All right, I have a strong sense of fair play and always try to find the most equitable solution. That'll be fun.
Cool. So what is Chris Hemsworth? This is ideal.
Let's see. Respect, fairness, freedom, might, sincerity, destiny. Sincerity is fun. There's no good in pretending to be something I'm not, which is neutral. Freedom is more chaotic. Fairness is implied by the strong sense of fair play, but I don't really want to double down. So I think I'm going to go with sincerity.
Cool. Deep down, Chris Hemsworth is really cares.
Yeah, he's not going to pretend to be something he's not. You know, he understands he's a little bit of a mess, and that's okay. But he's just going to do his best. All right, so now our bond. I have a family, but no idea where they are. I work the land. I love the land. I don't like nobles. I carry, my tools are symbols of my past life, and I carry them so I will never forget my roots. That could explain the calligrapher's tools.
That's perfect. Yep. It's perfect.
I wish my childhood sweetheart had come with me to pursue my destiny.
That's sad.
Oh. Yeah. Let's do the tools are a symbol of my past life. It's too good for the backstory. Do that.
Yeah, it matches. It fits.
And then we go to flaw. Let's see. The tyrant who rules my land will stop at nothing to see me killed. I'm convinced of the significance of my destiny and blind to my shortcomings and the risk of failure. People who knew me when I was young know my shameful secret, so I can never go home again.
Ooh, interesting.
Is it that mesh top?
That that could be. And
it's moisture wicking.
Yes.
The shameful secret is you didn't really defeat the monster. You made a deal with it to go away, but you told everyone to defeat it.
I know, yeah, because am I really a folk hero? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's all a carefully constructed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do that. The people who knew me when I was young know my shameful secret, so I can never go home again. Well, I'm not sure what it is, whether it's the mesh top or not defeating the monster, but it's one of those.
We'll find out during play.
Yes.
But not today.
All right, now on to equipment, huh?
Yeah, that is the next slide. So we can move on to equipment, and that should show you.
Wait, what was the flaw?
The stuff you get.
The people who knew me in my past know my shameful secret.
Oh, right. All right.
Cool.
And then go ahead.
A couple options here. You can choose your class equipment based on, your class, right? And what it gives you, and there will be a bunch of options. Or you can use the PHB's variant option, which is to roll for gold. But I think we want to see all the stuff that we got from our class and our background, so let's choose class equipment.
Okay.
Why don't you let Anna choose, Jeff?
That's what I was going to choose anyway.
Well, I mean, I can't stop you.
So, it looks like I get to choose 3 different weapons.
Yep. So, well, you're going to get 2 daggers, and then
Right.
you're going to have several choices, and it'll show you in the drop down what all those choices are.
So I get to choose 1 more weapon in addition to my 2 daggers. I feel like if he's got to have a hammer. That's just kind of too.
Yes.
If we're throwing it up. It's a light hammer, though. That's fine. A light hammer. And then we can choose between a component pouch or an arcane focus.
I've always liked arcane focuses better. Foci, I guess.
Okay. Arcane focus.
Especially for sorcerers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not fiddling with a bunch of,
I'm all about this buff dragonborn sorcerer that runs into battle with a light hammer.
Whee!
Heck yeah. He's got 17 strength.
Yeah.
He's not getting around.
I mean, sometimes he's going to cast a spell at you or breathe lightning on you, and sometimes he's going to bonk you on the noggin.
Exactly.
I don't mean smash your head. I mean bonk you on the noggin because he only has a light hammer.
Yeah.
Can that be a hashtag, I beg you?
Hashtag noggin bonk.
Noggin bonk. He also screams noggin bonk when he does it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, cool. So then I get to choose between a Dungeoneer's pack and an Explorer's pack. I feel like Explorer fits better.
Yeah.
He's a folk hero.
Yeah, you're going around and exploring the world. You're not delving into dungeons. Maybe not yet anyway.
And then I also get to carry a shovel, an iron pot, common clothes, and a belt pouch. And then I get to choose cobbler's tools, cook's utensils, disguise kit, forgery kit, glass blower's tools, jeweler's tools, leatherworkers, masons, painters, or potter's tools. We already have our calligraphy kit. I like the idea of a disguise kit, but I also feel like he's too genuine to care.
He's got the sincerity, He's not a deceiver.
This boy should be cooking. Cook dad.
Yes, you're right. Cooking utensils. That's what it is. Cook dad.
He cooks with his lightning breath to ignite the fire.
He likes to charbroil things.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
and I really want to see you play this character now.
I'm starting to fall in love with him. May have to happen.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
go ahead. And we've got our equipment selected. We can hit next, and this is the fun part. We got spells.
Okay. And then I guess this is the part where if you don't know the spells, you could either just pick them blindly or you would need to look them up, right?
Well, not exactly, because you can go ahead and click one, and it'll pop up right on the side there for you.
Wow, look at that. That's so good. Okay, let's try like Shocking Grasp because that just fits really well. And then boom, it just pops up.
Yep. And, if you select another spell and forget what that first spell does, you want to check, you can hit that little I button, and it'll bring back the first choice that you had there.
That's so nice. Okay. Well, Shocking Grasp is a given with the lightning theme. Let's see. Prestidigitation is always fun, but yeah, let's do that. We'll do Prestidigitation, and then maybe, Firebolt is always handy, but do we need something like Mending more? I just feel like he's kind of a battle sorcerer. I feel like that's kind of what I'm picking.
Yeah.
Let's do Firebolt.
Yeah.
And
he
then
rains down fire and lightning upon his foes.
Right. And then we have one more. I'm tempted by Minor Illusion because that's always fun for role-playing to try to trick somebody. But we've already established he's not much of a deceiver. He's kind of more earnest. So maybe Mage Hand. That's always useful. Spectral Floating Hand.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can pick stuff up and put it down wherever you want.
Wow. That's very Chris Hemsworth too. Picking stuff up, putting it down. All right. Let's see. And then we get our Wild Magic level 1, 2 more sorcerer spells. I like Charm Person if we are so charismatic.
True.
But also, if we're so charismatic, do we need to charm anyone?
Yeah, we don't need them. Chris Hemsworth has already charmed them just with his sheer force of will.
Okay, if we're battle sorcering it up, I think we need Magic Missiles, just a classic, and then also Thunder Wave to the lightning and the thunder. Yes.
Yeah. There's no other option here.
Right. So, all right. Magic Missile and Thunder Wave it is.
We've got our choices. We can hit next.
I can't believe there's no stat for how perfect Chris Hemsworth's jawline is.
That's the charisma.
Yeah, it's embedded in the charisma there. I think.
That's that +1.
So we have our review slide here that will tell you the kind of choices you made.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've missed something, it'll kind of warn you and won't let you apply the changes if you miss something that's like really important. And one of the things that you can do in this is, we went through one by one, and went each slide one at a time, made our choices. But you're free to jump around and make changes at will, and then just get to this review slide to make sure everything's kosher and apply. We can play around with that again, but I think that what we should do is see the fruits of our labor here and apply these changes, generate that character.
I'm so excited. It's like giving birth to my new child.
Everybody, sorry.
It's so satisfying.
I'm individually drawing mesh lines on these stirrup pants.
That...
So
Alex, could you record that so we could add it to the actual...
Our elevator music? I really feel like we should have some sort of music there. Jeff, make it happen, you code wizard.
Anything's possible.
That's like, what, 30 minutes of code? You know what I'm saying. Jeff is gonna kick my butt.
It's water.
So yeah, you'll see. It'll kind of describe to you what's going on. What's happening here is it's pulling all the items and your class, your choices. It's pulling them from the compendium and dropping them onto the sheet. And
Ta-da!
It's beautiful.
There you are,
It looks
Chris
gorgeous.
Hemsworth.
And
then
this is fully functional.
Yeah, and then what would I do when I want to take that into my game? How do I make that happen?
Well, you know, I mean, you could export it to Character Vault if you did that, you know, in your own game, or if you're already in the game, you just get started, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You could use the Character Vault to store a bunch of characters that you generate by yourself, or you can, you know, do it with everyone together in your game, which I prefer to do. I like having a session where everyone makes their characters together.
Yeah, I like that too.
And then you just kind of get started.
So yeah, your sheet is fully functional. You can just use it to roll.
Yeah.
And I wanted to point out too, if people aren't familiar with Roll20 character sheets, what's really cool, as you can see Alex hovering over these things, is it's not that you have to look up the number and then type in what you want to roll. You can actually click, like if I wanted to make an intimidation check, just click on the word intimidation and that will automatically roll for me.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you'll see, you know, like your attacks have been populated in. So if you want a Thunder Wave, you just go ahead and click Thunder Wave. You can see that like the traits have been populated in here.
And even my spells on the you see core bio and spells, I can click on spells and click on those.
Yep. If you scroll up and go to the spells tab on the sheet, you'll see all those spells populated. And right now, by default, we have them populated into the sheet, but not prepared by default. So the idea is that, you know, you prepare them at the start of the day. So you can just tick the little empty circle there to have them prepared. For Sorcerer, it doesn't really matter because Sorcerers know their spells. But
They don't need to deal with all that wizard malarkey.
Which is great.
Right.
Wow, haters.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm so excited about this. I did not expect to make a character that I was actually so excited to play right now. Like, I want to take this and I want to go get into a game and play right now. So thank you guys for walking me through this. I appreciate your help creating Chris Hemsworth.
Absolutely. Feel free to export Chris Hemsworth to the Character Vault and use him in your games.
I definitely will. So I know that, Alex, we have coming up at around 11:50 a handoff. Is that right? Do we have some more time to chat, or should we get ready for Adam's game?
The thing we have next is Roll20 What's Up, which is our weekly chit chat and podcast. Oh, please don't worry about it. And that's what the handoff is for. But if everyone could use a break, I honestly don't mind just cutting it off whenever you want to cut it off, or chit chat if you'd like to.
Well, I would love to hear first. I want to take a moment to consider this beautiful artwork.
Thank you.
I want to hear. Can we get the rundown of all of the little pieces here, like the wardrobe and everything?
Well, so Chris Hemsworth is wearing a fantastic
Givenchy.
a mesh jumpsuit with stirrup pants, as everyone in the chat was very excited about. I've also given him some fantastic bloomers with slash and pull, like you'd see in the Mighty Lance Connect of the 17th century. His hammer is there, his belt pouch, but I was not going to draw the pot and rope and 17 other things that you said out loud. And he's got his mighty spoon for being a fantastic cook.
Cook Dad.
Yeah. So there you go.
And is that lightning coming off? That kind of cyan?
I was thinking that was like some wild magic, and then he's got a burning hand ready to go. Oh, you said firebolt, not burning hands.
I mean,
so question: why is he hiding his nipple with a spoon?
Mike Merles hasn't gotten back to me on whether or not Dragonborn lactate.
Interesting. I feel like they probably don't. They're reptilian, right? They're not.
They're wizards.
I think they have eggs. I'm remembering clutches of some sort.
I don't know.
Here's the real question: do they have a cloaca?
A cloaca?
That's how you say that.
What is that?
I've never gotten anyone to say that out loud, so I'm
not gonna. I don't know what it is. So.
I don't either.
It's good. I love you, innocent cherubins.
It's the name.
Don't
for
do it. Don't explain it.
Of a lizard. The end.
Okay. Right.
Also found in and on chickens.
Well,
So-
I'm really glad that this conversation has gone here. I feel like we all
Yeah.
learned something very valuable today.
This is actually how the Charactermancer is designed. You end up.
Where's my cloaca checkbox, Jeff?
It's
Did I
not
say-
part of the SRD or the OGL or the PHB, so it's not something we support, Alex. Go homebrew. You can do whatever you want.
Go
Just,
home,
uh,
Alex.
Like that custom box.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to point out, you can like relaunch the Charactermancer at any time if you want. If you decide, well, maybe I made some bad choices here. So if you go to the cogwheel
Oh, that's me every day.
tab here and like on the very end there and hit launch level 1 Charactermancer, that'll pop you back up into the state that you were in already, and then you can jump around and change things
Ah, cool.
and then apply it again. But you have to be careful because it's going to overwrite everything on your sheet.
That's
so,
really cool.
You know, avoid doing that if you've already progressed or done other things. But you know, if you've started and you're like, wait, no, I actually want, you know, higher intelligence rather than strength, you can just hop back to that and apply it. So, or maybe you want to change your class, you can do that, and then it'll, you know, it'll give you the appropriate warnings that your class has changed, so you need to pick new equipment, stuff like that.
I'll never change.
Yeah.
That's who I am.
Sorcerer for life.
Yes.
Hemsworth is.
Wild sorcerer, Chris Hemsworth.
So yeah, you can go ahead and hit cancel and then save and exit.
And you were talking about exporting. Can you show people how you could do that?
Yeah, I'm actually not sure if the character vault works on dev, to be
Ah,
honest.
that makes sense.
Um,
You have to wait until it's available.
It's on
But-
Tuesday.
the character vault already does exist, so if you want to check that out, I can. The instructions for doing so are on the wiki. Let me see if I can get a link. And we're gonna have a bit of a nice event going on with that with launch 2. But here's the kind of guide to the character vault.
Awesome. And as you mentioned, the Charactermancer will be available on what day?
Tuesday.
On Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yes.
And do you know what
26th.
time?
The 26th, approximately 11 Pacific
Cool.
time.
Yeah, PST, I think.
Yeah.
And is that
gonna be a
available
big
to a
launch,
certain
so-
tier of user?
So the character manager is going to be available to everyone,
For free.
Wow.
for free. Yeah. The content itself is another matter. You'll have access to the SRD stuff. So you know you saw as you went through, you have like PHB choices and all that. But yeah, when the character manager is going to launch, and the tools and the 5e sheets, usage of them is going to be available on Tuesday for everyone.
So yeah,
And
the tool itself is free for everybody, but the content, depending if you want something more than the SRD, you will have to purchase. But then we get into other stuff that we briefly talked about, like compendium sharing. So there's a lot of stuff that's going to be clarified basically on Tuesday.
Gotcha.
And yeah, it's going to be great. We're trying to get a bit of that feel of like if your GM buys a book, they can show you and stuff like that. And some of these functionalities, how many people you can share and whatever, will be locked behind some subscription levels. But as a base tool, me, the disembodied voice, I can tell you that Charactermancer is free for everybody to use with a free
Great.
account.
Awesome. Well, it is 11:50, which means it's time for us to hand off to Roll20 What's Up. So thank you so much for walking me through. Jeff, thank you for the tutorial. Trivia, thank you for the beautiful art of my new
Thank you.
beautiful baby boy.
Absolutely.
And Alex, I will see you soon. And thank you very much for being the voice and hand behind the curtain.
Thank you.
Props to all of the dev team for this. 'cause
Wow, you had to make it about them. You had to be a good
Really?
boy,
I think
Jeff.
it should
really big
be.
thing.
I agree.
A lot
It's real.
of, a lot of fun and a lot of work, and
All
we're
right.
excited to get it out.
All right. Thanks, everyone. We'll be right back.